So today I'm glad to be sitting here with my friend Bill Pascrell from the 9th District in New Jersey.
And we are friends.
And we've been friends for a long time, and you came to Congress the same year that I went into the state legislature.
Yeah.
So this is a 20-year veteran here, and our ranking member.
I love the legislature. I loved it, Don.
Yeah. But you're the veteran member here on Ways and Means. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Trump's one-pager.
Sure, Bonnie.
Also known as a tax proposal. We call it tax cuts. Yeah. They call it tax
Also
reform.
known as. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, first of all, let's talk about how this impacts New Jersey.
Right.
What does it mean that he's going to eliminate the so-called estate tax? You know, and who really are the winners versus the losers here?
It's not us. I can tell you that. The winners here are just like the winners were in 2001 and 2003. You saw the disastrous results of those major tax cuts. We ran out of money, and literally the whole bottom fell out in 2007 and 2008, and that's where we're heading now. So tax cuts sound great. Who doesn't want a tax cut? Come on. But when you reduce revenue, then the states get hurt, and more importantly, the people get hurt. Yeah. So with New Jersey, with what he's proposed to cut, it's devastating. Many social programs, education, one thing after another. And now, because they want to simplify the taxes, they're going to try to cram everything on a postcard. In order to do that, they want to discourage people to don't do your usual deductions. In New Jersey, we can deduct the mortgage interest, for instance. If they ever do away with that, the federal government, we're going to be in a bind. That may not be the reason why New Jerseyans buy homes, but it keeps them in their homes.
Yeah.
That they can deduct that. And we can deduct also throughout the entire country, as well as folks in New Jersey, the taxes we pay locally and the taxes we pay in the state.
Yeah. I think that's really important because we already know we only get like 61 cents on the dollar
Back.
that we send.
And now we're going to get much less.
We've always been a giving state.
Always
so the
been
little
a donor.
bit we have.
We're a donor state, and we better remember, we can go through all of this hyperbole about cutting taxes. The taxes we cut in 2001 and 2003 did not lead to a boom.
Right.
You take the jobs that were created during Obama's 8 years and the jobs that were created in the Bush 8 years, Bush 8 years pale compared to what were created. And don't forget, the position that Obama inherited, he inherited a condition where the country was falling apart, in debt up to its eyeballs, and unable to help invest in partnerships with business community. And no one was investing at that time when he took over. And we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. But always look at where the person started.
Well, you know,
I know where Bush started. He started with a surplus from Clinton, and you saw what happened to that.
Right. Well, we also know that this, even though this is sketchy.
Yes.
This so-called plan.
Purposely so.
Yes, purposely so. But what we can read is clearly another iteration of trickle-down economics.
Yes.
So they talk about eliminating this estate plan, and people kind of react to that like maybe it's going to be helpful to me if someone in my family dies and leaves me something. But at the end of the day, what does this mean?
Well, Bonnie,
and for whom does this bill talk?
Bonnie, you were a leader in the Democratic Party in the state legislature, and you heard this on a state level. State tax.
Certainly did.
State estate taxes.
Yep.
This is the federal job. Now, the opposition has conveniently and interestingly convinced all Americans that there's a payday when you go to the other side. When you go to the elephant grounds, your family's going to have this big pool of money. This estate tax, cutting it out, applies to 0.0001% of the population, a little over 4,000 estates in the whole country. So now, I hope you're astonished. Sit back, you thought there was a payday coming? You got to be kidding me. All we're doing is providing tax cuts to the people who, first of all, didn't ask for it and don't need it. And all we tried to do is do that on the backs of the middle class and folks like us.
Well, that kind of seems to be what's happening as for the individual proposal or plan or whatever you want to call it, as well as the corporate proposals.
Absolutely.
And everywhere you look at this,
Yes.
it looks like the only winners are those that are already very, very wealthy. And we got to question, what does this mean for even the President of the United States of America? He won't share his tax returns. We don't know what benefits he'd get today. We know that with that one pager that was released for the 2005 tax
right.
returns, just on that information, he would be a beneficiary to the point of 28 point some million dollars, and 27 of that has to do with the pass-throughs.
That's correct.
And now they're doing even more with the pass-throughs. So I mean,
And those
you've been a leader on trying to get this president
Since
to
February
release
1st, I've
his
taken a
tax
lot of time, with help from you and a lot of other people, to get his taxes. Because there's only 3 committees in the United States Congress that can do that under the 1924 law in the tax code, in the IRS code. That is the Ways and Means Committee, the Joint Committee on Taxation, and the Senate Finance Committee. That's it. We have the authority and the power. We're not trying to snoop at the people's private business. Every other president has come forth and given us his tax returns
Okay.
since Gerald Ford.
Right.
Every one of them have come through, given us his tax returns, so that not just the 2 pages of the 1040, but all of the schedules that go with it, so we can see where you've invested your money. And what's going on, by the way, over in this country in Asia that you put a lot of money in and you built hotels there. What is the relationship between you and the government? That's the only way
Yeah.
you can track conflicts of interest, Bonnie.
And I
The
think
only
that
way.
I think the one of the greatest, most troubling aspects here is everyone sort of focused on this relationship or whatever this relationship is between Russia and Trump,
That's
as it
correct.
relates financially in other ways, and how it impacts our foreign
That's
policy
correct.
and our domestic policy. But it's not just Russia.
No.
It's the Philippines. It's
Yeah,
China.
It's over close
It's
to 30,
all over.
30
you know?
countries and about 540, 50 investments.
Right. One
And
thing-
partnerships. Who's he in partnership
Yep.
with this?
So one thing that we know, even when at first glance we look at this proposal, is that anybody at that a very, very, very high and wealthy level, individually or collectively or corporately, there the benefit lies.
Absolutely.
And here at the same time, this proposal, it does not generate new
Right.
revenue.
Right.
It will take revenue away from us. They tried something like this in Kansas, and they found out they just about went bankrupt.
That governor wishes that he had to a redo on this, because what happened, they took so much money out of the revenue, out of the treasury, that they couldn't do the things, and they had to back off some of the commitments that they've made.
Yeah.
If there's no revenue, what are you going to do? You're going to borrow more money? Oh, our opposition has been the party of supposedly austerity. We're the tax and spend people. They have spent like a bunch of drunken sailors, and I don't want to give sailors a bad name. These people have talked out of both sides of their mouths. Let's say it the way it is. Let's say it the way it is.
They say that there's perhaps $5 trillion deficit in our revenues
Yes.
based upon this over a
Yes,
period of
that's
time.
correct.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very Republican
Well, that
to
is-
me in terms of their rhetoric,
That is-
just their actions.
You're absolutely right. And this is why they didn't have this wait for the CBO report on this fraud healthcare bill that they put forward. That's why they didn't do it, because they know what the CBO is going to come out. Every health group in the country, just about every renowned health group, the Cancer Society, AARP, diabetes, you name it. The AMA came out against this
Yeah,
health bill.
yeah.
It stinks. They took 7 years to bring this stinky thing to us.
Let me just ask you 2 last questions, and then you can say whatever it is you want to say, sir. I know that Republicans are mute on things that are obviously bad, that in their conscience and in their heart they couldn't possibly support it. So what are your colleagues on Ways and Means? What do they really think about this president hiding his tax returns? And at the end of the day, do you think that tax proposal sees the light of day?
Well, they're going to see the light of day because people, 75% of the American people want this done. Okay?
Well, they want tax reform.
No,
These are tax cuts.
Yes.
For the very wealthy.
75% of the American people want to see the president's tax returns brought into
Oh,
light.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Under
that.
the light.
Yes,
Under the light.
I'm talking about.
Because they want to know if the president is free from any potential conflicts of interest. Not one problem when our president Obama, left office in the previous
Not
8
one.
years. Not one. His ethics person, Norm Eisner, who I just interviewed 2 days ago. Norm Eisner was known as Mr. No. But that's the job of the ethic. Who is the ethics czar that's going to surround and help the president straighten his own records out? They don't want anybody like that. Schwab, who is the present ethics czar, said, Mr. President, you have so many conflicts of interest. You have not divested yourself of any of your businesses. You're still a businessman. You're in business and you're being the president of the United States of America. Even though you said, well, my kids are going to do this. They got offices in the White House. What are you talking about here?
Well, let's talk about his sons. Secret Service has to follow his sons as they go traipsing around the world to increase their Trump brand. When they increase that value of that Trump brand under the conditions that this president has engaged in his sort of dislocation from it, he still benefits. Not only does he benefit in the future, right now he can change the conditions and get whatever he wants out of his company interests right now.
But Bonnie, I know who you are. You want the president and his family to succeed, not on our backs.
I want the country to succeed.
We want everybody to succeed.
I want this country to succeed, and I want my president to be the president of all
Not
people.
on our backs.
Absolutely.
Not on our backs.
Thank you for coming in and
honored
having
to
this
be here.
conversation. I'd like to do this again.
I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep.
You couldn't possibly put anybody to sleep. Thank you, New Jersey. We'll be back.